Hello, hello, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good day. My name is Andrew Hockrattle. It is nice to meet you. Nice to see you here. Hello, Dimitri, Austin, Steve, Sarah, Aditi, Anthony. All these friends are here from England. We have a lot of friends from the UK today. That's fun. New Zealand. Hello from the other side of the world. Hi, Nick. Hello. Good to see you all. Colby is going to be our moderator, and I believe that our friend Wade is also in here. So say hi to those people if you need them. Sorry, you just got some double audio for a second there. Need to have my monitor to make sure I can see all your beautiful chats coming in. So my name is Andrew Hockrattle. If we have not met, you can find me on the internet. Maybe you've heard of it. It's this great resource. And you can find me on the internet at all these places, hock.co, HOCHDOTCO. That's where I am on Instagram, on Behance, on Twitter, wherever you'd like to find me, that is where you can find me. And I would suggest following me on Behance because I go live outside of these streams as well. So I will be live next Monday and Tuesday doing some live pitching with an actual client. Today we're building a logo, and I will be pitching a real client on a logo that I've been working on for them I believe next Tuesday. So hit that follow button wherever it is. And you can follow along with that process. It'll be super fun. Also, one more thing that I want to talk about before we jump into things today is just after this at 1 p.m. So a little bit after this, 1 p.m., I want you to come back for office hours with myself and Nick Longo. We will be going live and giving you feedback on your portfolios. And today, I have a very special announcement. I don't know if I can do this. Can I talk about it? I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to go back to the headshot. There we go. I'm going to lean in close. We're giving away a free year of Creative Cloud. Whoa, I said it. We are doing a huge giveaway. So that huge giveaway is coming up 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, just an hour after we finish with Nick Longo. And to submit your portfolios, you can use the hashtag Adobe Office Hours on Twitter, on Instagram, on Behance. Use hashtag Adobe Office Hours to be considered for your portfolio review. And today, again, tune in because at the end of the stream, we will be giving away a free year of Adobe Creative Cloud. It's a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. We want you in chat. We want you to be there. Speaking of being in chat, if you are currently on YouTube, you're in the wrong place. You're missing out, and you should come join our party in Behance. So go to behance.net/live and click through to that chat. Come say hi to us. If you're coming in from YouTube, leave me a red heart in chat so we know that you're coming in. So yes, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be really fun. Y'all want to go to space? Y'all feel like we need to go to space right now? If we want to go to space, you know what to do. Drop those stars, drop those rockets, and we are going to go to space. Now, I have a new system to launch me up. We're going to try to do a little more of a complex teleport, so things may go wrong, but we'll see what happens. So hold on, and I'll be back as we launch into space. All right, we made it back just in time. We're here and we're in space. And guys, I think we had a little bit of an issue. When I came out of space, something really weird happened, and I don't know how we're gonna work like this. This seems like it's going to be a problem. But I think I think we can fix this. I think the way that we fix this is we make an awesome logo, and maybe we try to warp back down at the end of this with a great logo for our mission, and maybe we will be forgiven for our trespasses, and we'll kind of go back out. All right, cool. So here we go. Let's hop into our daily Creative Challenge. Today, we are building a logo. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think that this is something that a lot of you have been wanting to learn. So there are a couple things that I want to talk about when we talk about logos. A logo can be one of three things. It can be an icon, an index, or a symbol. Now, an icon is something that looks like what it is. So if we're making a spaceship logo, the icon looks like a spaceship, right? If we're doing a symbol, it's something that's just understood within a cultural context. So a symbol can be anything from the Nike swoosh to a word mark that we see, right? The Apple logo is an icon. A symbol would be the Nike swoosh, right? And the last thing is an index. An index just helps give us information. So today we are going to be building both of those. We're going to be building a logo that looks like an icon and one that is a symbol. I love the tiny hands emoji in chat. That makes me so happy. So let's hop over here into Illustrator where we'll be working today. If you have not already gotten our source files, you can get those source files over at behance.net/challenge/Illustrator. I'm sure that our friend Wade will drop a link in there. They could be evil twin hands. They could be my evil twin hands. You never know. So let's hop in here, and I've actually grabbed the spaceship that we made on our first day challenge. If you haven't done that challenge, that's fine. You can build the type along with us. But we're going to work using this spaceship that we've created. If you've created one in the past, that's fine. If not, it's your chance to go back, watch that first lesson, and make a fun spaceship out of simple shapes. So what we're going to do is, I know that I want this to be a triangle shape, right? We have this spaceship, and I want my badge to be a little bit of a triangle shape. I believe I have one on my jacket. There it is right there. So something similar to that has a triangle with maybe a rocket flying up. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the shape tool. We are going to click and hold and go down to the star tool. This will blow your mind, but a triangle, if you think about it, is really just a three-pointed star. Magic. So we're going to select this star tool. We are going to click, and it will bring up this prompt right here. And instead of having a 5-pointed star, we are going to put 3 in here because we want a 3-pointed star. And now we have a triangle, right? Crazy how that works. You would have never thunk it. So now we have a triangle, and what we're going to do is we're going to hit Shift X, and that is going to turn it to a stroke. Now again, as we make these, as with all of our daily creative challenges, you don't have to make the same thing as me. You can make your own piece. You can make something that is unique to you. Just practice these principles that we're talking about today. So we have our lines here. That's looking good. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take this spaceship and I'm going to place it right in the center. And again, creating a logo a lot of times is both about the layout and creating a simple shape with that, right? So we want something that's a simple shape, especially for making a badge like this, with type that's going to go in there. So let's see, we have our spaceship here. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to thin this out to match the width of the spaceship. Oops. There we go. And I'm using the eyedropper tool to do that, to just thin it out a little bit. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to start using type on a path. And what type on a path is yes, it's a 3-point polygon as well. Type on a path is basically saying that we want you to type, instead of using the type tool, right, and clicking and typing words out, we want that to follow along a certain trajectory or a certain path. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this path right here from this point to this point here, and I'm just going to click there. There's an extra anchor point here. I'm just going to delete that. As I'm going to click right in the middle on this line, I am going to copy. Hi, Jennifer, welcome. And I'm going to Command V for paste. And now we have this path that we were looking at. So I'm just going to move this over to the side using the arrow keys just a little bit. And if we want to follow this trajectory, so maybe we want to do mission space up here at the top, right? Could be super fun. So we're going to click the T, which is the type tool. And as you hover over this, you can see it goes from being this box into going into a line. So we're going to click on this line, and you'll see that now, instead of laying out that type on a certain, just straight across, it is following this path. So let's say we want this to say mission, and I believe the font that we were using was Stenciletta. There we go. Let's make that a little bit larger. And then we want the other one to say space. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate this. Let's see. That's not right. So I'm going to grab this line over here so I can have the same angle. And I'm just, again, Command C, Command V, copy and pasting with that direct selection tool, which is A. And so then over here, again, I grab the type tool by hitting T, and you'll see it changes from the box into that little wiggly line, and I can put space. Now, it's not lining up exactly where I want it, and these nodes, this first one is telling us where the type starts, this last one says where it stops, and this says if it's on the middle. So we're going to move this all the way to the top. There we go, because we want it to go across that top right there. And maybe down here, we can put some more type to kind of lock in this badge. There we go. Oops, I have those grouped together. My bad. So we'll put this down at the bottom there. And there we go. It's starting to feel like a little bit of a badge, right? So the thing that I want to play with, that I want to show you, I'm going to move this away, and we're going to put this in a circle. I think badges always look better in circles. It's just the way that they are. So we are going to click right in the middle here with our circle, or our ellipse tool, sorry. And we are going to hold Shift and Alt to drag that out from the center. And with this, we're again going to change this to a stroke. I'm going to make it pretty thick. There we go. And we're going to make a copy of this by using the scale tool, which is S. And then we're going to click and drag holding Alt or Option and Shift. That's going to make a copy for us that is going toward the center. Now we have this second loop, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to use this for type. So this is where we are going to put our mission space. And if you see, because it's a closed shape, when we hover over that line, it has a little circle. We don't want the circle, we want that wiggly line to put the type on. So we're going to hold Alt or Option, and that will change it to the wiggly line that we need. And we click there, and now we have type on a path. So we can type in mission space, which is what we were calling this. There we go. And it's following that little curve around. Now we have a couple issues here. Our start, as you can notice, is here. The middle is here, and the end is here. The problem with that is I want it to be able to control it sitting right at the top here. So I'm going to go ahead and center this type. And by centering that type, it's going to pull it right to where the center node is. And you can see as I drag this around, it's going to move that type exactly where we want it to be. So we want it to be in the center. And for me, it's too close to this bubble here, or to the stroke here. So I'm going to go up to type on a path, type on a path options, and that will give me a whole bunch of options. The one that we want to pay attention to right now is align to path. And align to path can go to the ascender. Let's turn on that preview, which means that the top will be aligned to that line. If we align it to the descender, it will be the bottom of the type will be aligned to that line. And what we want to do almost all of the time is the center. That means the type will be aligned on that line. It just means that it will have greater control for me. I like using the center, and the kerning actually feels better to me always when I'm using the center. So I'm going to grab the type character panel, just hitting Command T, and I'm going to kern this out just a little bit. There we go. And why not? Let's make the type a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. And the chat, it's funny that you're talking about bread. In 2 weeks, so next week, Julia is doing the Daily Creative Challenges, and after that, I will be back with the Daily Creative Challenges, and who knows, we may be doing a baking theme. So a little departure from space. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to paste it again. I want something at the bottom, so I'm going to copy and then go to Edit and Paste in Place. What that does is it makes a copy exactly over where that was. Now what I want to do is let's kind of find, let's find where our center line is. There we go. So the center line is right here, right above. It's actually being hidden by this guide. Let's turn that off. So we want to grab this center, and as we move this around, we're moving the copy now. We're moving the copy of that type. and you can see it's kind of moving around. So we can grab the center, and what we do is if it's on the outside, that means the type will be facing, the top will be on the outside. We actually want it on the inside. So I'm going to drag it to the inside over here, and you can see that now the top is on the inside of that shape. It's getting a little wonky. Why is it getting a little wonky? There we go. So I'm going to drag this down here with that node pointing toward the center, and that way the type will stay on that line. And we are just going to do creative challenge. Creative challenges. Let's do May 2020. There we go. Let's kern that in just a little bit. So now we have some type going around the edges, and what we're going to do, type on a path, repeat type on a path. Yes, absolutely. We are going to grab the circle tool. We are going to make a circle, and we are going to hit T or grab the type tool. Come over here, hold Alt or Option, and it will change from that square into, see that little line? It creates that little line, and then you click, and then you can start typing on that path. Very easily. So if you want to, again, you can select it, go to type on a path options, and this is where you can set it to be on the center so that all your type stays on the center of that line. Super easy. And you guys can create some awesome badges along with this. So I'm going to create one more line. I'm just going to grab a copy of this. And again, I'm holding Alt Shift or Option Shift to create a copy of that. And then we are going to take our rocket ship. There we go. And we're going to drop it right in the middle here. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to make it so that this goes a little bit. Actually, let's do this. Let's have it so that it's coming over, maybe coming up into that mission. There we go. So we've got some dimension now. And then let's add some indexes. So this would be an icon because it looks like a spaceship. Let's add some indexes here that maybe look like they're swooping up. And so a way that we can do that is we can make some lines. So we're just going to make a couple lines here. Oops. There we go. I'm going to, let's do 3. So I'm hitting Command D to make copies of those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these, go to Object, this might work, Object, Envelope, Distort, and make with Warp. And what that's going to do is it's going to warp these. You can choose a bunch of options here. And all of these options do different things. So go through and play with these if you want to discover what they are. But we want shell lower. And that's going to give us the kind of Space Mountain vibe that we want. So I'm going to hit OK. And I'm just going to take these lines and align them up right here to what is happening in our spaceship. So I'm just filling this circle with white. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I made a little bit of a mistake. Where is it? There we go. So I am going to just put some white behind this so that it doesn't overlap as much. There we go. So we can capture the white. So I'm just putting a white shape here. It doesn't matter if it isn't technically great. Sometimes you can get away with it. And if you can get away with it and it looks good, why not? Go for it. There's no rules. No rules. Never any rules. There we go. So now we have our little shape that's hidden under there. And I'm just literally going to drag this out so that it will look like it's coming out of those boosters. There we go. I'm going to drop, again, just some white to hide that. For your challenge, because this isn't a real logo or going anywhere, sometimes it's fine to kind of make it so that it isn't completely together, but it looks great. Yes, make with warp, super fun. So playing with warp is really, really, really good for doing space stuff because you can make really wonky, weird little shapes. So we're going to add in, let's do some stars over here on mission and space. By just coming over here again to the star tool, we are going to do a 5-pointed star this time. We're using R to rotate that. And I'm just going to grab this black over here. And we're just going to put it into that space. There we go. Make sure it's somewhat lined up. Hooray! Okay, I think that we made a pretty good badge, like a pretty good logo here. And yes, you could hide things a lot easier than Photoshop. So yes, this is very, very easy. And yes, there is there's a solar system in the background. So this is a very, very easy way. Type on a path using a badge. And what I want you to do, and I put this as extra credit on here, but what I want you to do is try to put this as a patch on your spacesuit, right? I have one on my spacesuit, and why not? Try to mock up your logo or your badge and put it on an actual spacesuit. And we don't have to have it in a circle badge like this. Sometimes you can have it in a triangle badge like this. So experiment with different shapes to make your badge. Maybe that shape is, again, a triangle. Maybe it's some kind of weird rectangle. And use that type on a path to get crazy. Maybe your type on a path does something that is on a wonky wiggly line. Maybe your type on a path is something that is following along with the journey of your galaxy, right? So it could be a little bit of anything. And just go ahead and play around with that. See what you come up with. Now, I want you all to make sure that you stick around. Again, if you weren't here earlier, we will be going live at 1 p.m. and it will be with Nick Longo and I doing office hours. We will be reviewing portfolios, but we also will be giving away a full year. Hold on, let me change over here. Let's go to space. A full year of Adobe Creative Cloud, 1 year subscription. So what I want you to do is make sure you stick around for that. Let's go and I'll show you guys one more time where you can find that. That will be on the behance.net/live at 1 p.m. Make sure you stick around for that. And also, if you want to join our Daily Creative Challenges, you can go here, sign up for the Daily Creative Challenges, and get all of the source files for everything that we do. But beyond that, you can actually go over to our bit.ly link at bit.ly, up there at bit.ly/AI Discord. And doing that will get you into our Discord where you can post these projects, where you can get feedback from great people like our friends that are in chat. Let's hop over into Discord real quick and see what's going on. Sweet. Some people are making some cool stuff. So these are from yesterday. We made a dashboard. And yes, we could put the badge on our costume. That would be really fun to do our own badge on the costume. But people have been doing really great things. Yesterday we did buttons. And so we've been given feedback and getting feedback on those buttons. And it was a really, really fun time. So this was a blast. And what I want to hear from you, chat, we have a couple minutes left. Let's go back to space. We have a couple minutes left. And what I'd like to hear from you is, what do we want on the next set of Daily Creative Challenges? Our friend Julia is doing the next one. And then after that, I will be back. What do you want to see? What do you want to learn? And what can we do together? Today, Jane, we were working on creating a logo in Adobe Illustrator. You can see here that we have made that badge. So let me know what you want from me, what you want out of these streams, and that will help inform what we're doing for the next stream. Or if you have suggestions for themes, you know that I love to do this little bit of infotainment, a little bit of information, a little bit of entertainment, something that keeps you distracted and hopefully you learn something. So masking, yes, let's learn about masking, clipping masks, love that. And yes, we love the themes. Again, answer that question. We will be doing the giveaway at 1 p.m. for that year of Creative Cloud. Cartoon characters, very, very fun. All right, so I had a lot of fun today. Hopefully you guys had fun. Patterns would be cool. I'm stuck on them right now. 3D typography, yes, let's do all these things. This is so much fun. All right, so it was a lot of fun hanging out with you today. Again, let's see if we can go back from space and fix my tiny little hands. Nope, it got worse, guys. It got worse. I don't know what happened. It got worse. But maybe if you come back next week, we can sort out this situation. This is terrifying. I hate looking at it. I'm so sorry. We can sort out this situation next week on our stream. Come back, the same place, same time. I will be here at 11:30 p.m. doing another Daily Creative Challenge. So thanks so much for tuning in. Stick around and remember to come back at 1 p.m. for that huge giveaway, and use hashtag Adobe Office Hours to submit your portfolios for review with Nick Longo and I. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. I wish that I could like fade out. Heart is true, your friend and a confidant. Oh, and if I threw a party, invited everyone, is me now.